Did you see what ChatGPT just released? A brand spanking new interface for graphics. Now, this is far better than it has done before with DALL-E 3. As good as that is, a lot of good stuff, this is a breakthrough going forward and has major ramification for you and me as content creators. Matter of fact, one of the biggies, stay with me to the end of this, you're going to see it, where you can use ChatGPT to produce dazzling thumbnail graphics for YouTube. That's right. I know it's shocking and this is amazing, but we're going to take a look at that, let you see what can be done, how it can work, and the kind of things that are going to happen for you on this. I'm Terry Brock, and I've been working with computers and working with clients a lot on how they can use this, implementing it, showing people what to do. I'm going to show you that in this video. So stay with me right through it as we go here and get a chance to see what's available, because we're going to take a look at ChatGPT, some of the graphics, and the leap forward that we're seeing with it. On this, we're going to first of all take a look at what it is, what's going on, the kind of graphics you can expect with it, and then some specific real-world use cases that you're going to be able to use. These graphics you're going to be able to use, and frankly, this jaded journalist is going, hey, that's pretty good stuff, really nice on there. And I want to give you some cautions and warnings, some of the real-world stuff that I had to go through. I want you to see it so you don't have to go through it again, because as you look at it, it's not completely perfect yet. It's very close and it's a huge leap forward, but it's not perfect. If you're sitting back going, I'm waiting for perfection, well, welcome to planet Earth. Okay, it doesn't work that way here all the time. As is said so many times, done is better than perfect. And I'm going to show you exactly what I did, just creator to creator. Okay, it's just the two of us here. We're going to talk about that, let you see what it is, how these things work, and how they fit together for a lot of different things, and basically what you can do in real world situation. And I want to give you some of my examples, what I've done. And here's a prompt that I put in. This is a prompt that you can use, or I'd suggest take it and modify it a little bit different for what you want. Create an image of a middle-aged man and a middle-aged woman in business casual working on a laptop computer, and she is smiling and pointing at the computer. Okay, so that was the prompt I put in there. When we take a look at that, we go, okay, that's kind of nice, Terry, and I'll give you what it gave me. It took about 5 minutes or so to put together. It took a little bit, maybe a little bit less than 5 minutes or so. I didn't sit there and stopwatch time it, but in a reasonable amount of time, it gave me a pretty good picture, and this is what it looks like. This is not bad. It's a picture that looks pretty good. Let me make this a little bit larger for those of you catching this on video. And if you're catching this on audio, you'll want to take a look at it over on video on YouTube. You'll see we've got it right there. An image of a middle-aged man and middle-aged woman, and they're looking at the computer, business attire dress, working on that laptop, and she is smiling and pointing at the computer. I think this is pretty good. And the real key is, as you look at that, you have to step back and think, okay, is it usable in a professional business situation? For me, as a professional speaker, I travel and speak to groups around the world and do a lot of slides, this is acceptable. It works for me. Someone might say, now the pixels are not to where they, okay, good. Maybe for your criteria, it's not there. But for most of us, this works really well. And it put it together, made it work for me. I think it's some very nice ways that I can use it and get a lot done with that. So that's what it gave me, and I thought, okay, that's pretty good. Matter of fact, when I look at the capabilities it has, as I move me out of the picture here, it gave me some real nice capabilities that I can look at what is available on there, that I can generate high quality laptops there. I can edit the image with text prompts. Think about that. What you can do now is, instead of having to be a master at different tools that are out there like Photoshop or some of the other wonderful tools that we've used for years, now you can do it with your text, with your voice input to say, give me a picture of this, and change it, because you can make that different. This is a major game changer, and your world has changed. For graphic designers, this is not good news. What you have been doing as graphic designers, and the skill set, the knowledge you have of Photoshop and other wonderful tools, is not going to be as strong when I can do it with my own words. Now, it's not perfect yet, so you don't have to worry about resigning your job right now, but it's getting there, and things are changing rapidly. So I put some things in here. I thought DALL-E was there for a while, but this is not DALL-E 3. I thought it was, but it said, yeah, you're absolutely right. DALL-E 3 has been around since late 2023, but you're noticing now it is likely a newer integration of DALL-E 3 within ChatGPT 4. So it's going to be using it different, quite a different situation in working with it. And it's going to be in image editing, faster and more accurate results, and it's going to give us more consistent characters, as well as higher detail and realism. I like that. It's giving us the kind of details we want in the real world. Marketer to marketer, content creator to content creator, this is something that's going to give you a lot of capabilities as never before. Then I wanted to change it to see what we can do. Now, the real key on this is once you get an image on there, you can change it and add to it. This could be a picture that you upload, or it could be one you create. Know those really good pictures you've got or good thumbnails that you've got? Hey, I'm leading on what we're going to cover here for thumbnail. How about YouTube? YouTube people who are putting this together are the creators, and we're creating those thumbnails. You can change that also. Take a classic and just change the words on it. This is where we're getting. Let me show you what I've done with this. Put it together, and I gave it this prompt right here. This one I said, place 2 cups of coffee on the table, conveniently accessible by both the man and the woman, and redraw the entire picture. Well, look at this, what it did. I'm going to move this onto the screen here so you can see it. And it gave me this picture with the man and the woman, both of them sitting there at the table working on it. It's the same picture essentially I had before, but now they've got 2 cups of coffee in front of them. So now I've got something that I can use in a professional situation. I have added to it. Think about what we just did. With Photoshop, you could do this. Yeah, it would take a lot more work. Now I just say, put 2 cups of coffee there, wait just a few moments, and it's done. And again, it took me about a little less than 5 minutes each time I did a rendition on this. So we're going to wait a while. I would imagine it'll get faster in the future. This is the way technology works. But think of the breakthrough that we have here. Now when you want to bring in an extra image or you want to do something there, you can do that. Also, this has some other ramifications. Think of the dangers and the cautions, because this way somebody could put something into a picture and we know, okay, we could Photoshop it and it's not real. It's going to become even more abundant that someone could put an object there, or they put another person there. Look, these 2 are talking. I thought you told me you never met, and here you are, a picture with you talking together. Okay, things like that can happen. We need to look at this and realize it's a new world. For the good, it has a lot of important benefits for us. On the bad side, we need to be aware of what the bad guys and bad actors might start doing, and instead be forewarned and forearmed. And then I wanted to change again. Here's something else that you can see that it's going to do. Same picture, but I made a different adjustment. Here's the prompt I put in there. Now asking again, I'd like you to change the color of the man's shirt to beige and make the woman have all black hair. I put that in, and a few moments later, this is what I got. I can bring this in here on the screen so you can see it. There it is, the man with a beige shirt. The woman has all black hair. And by the way, notice it also left the coffee cups in there like they were in there before. This is nothing short of jaw-dropping amazing, what you can do now with this. Now, this is rolled out slowly. It was out for the pro users first. Now with the plus users, it's going to be available for free as of this recording when I'm doing it a little bit later. So you might not have it on your computer right now. Just hang in there. Or even better, from a business point of view, consider upgrading to the $20 a month version that you have. This is something that you can get, I should say. So this is the kind of thing you want to look at. And I look at it from a business point of view. This is a leap forward for many reasons. The new opportunities that are there for those of us who are creating images and we want to edit them a little bit. As a professional speaker, I'm speaking to groups about how they can deploy AI, how they can make this work in their situation. And it might be that they're using a particular feature or they've got something there. I can bring a picture into the screen, remove one thing that worked with a previous client, and now something I like to do as a journalist working with it, customize it deeply for that industry, how they can use it in practical, real-world situations to bring in money. Actually making money because you're able to change your images and make them work. We are in a real beautiful situation when it's done the right way. Oh, by the way, when I introduced this at our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs meeting just the other day, we had a question about resolution. And could you change it from, say, 1920 by 1080 to 1080 by 1080 or something like that, whatever you might want? And the answer is yes, you can. And you would do that again with words. So you would say, make this a resolution of this versus that. So you could do that simply with your words. Now, wonderful tools that I just love and adore, like Canva, have been able to do this before, but it takes a little bit of finessing, a little bit of knowledge of how to do it. And so it's not that difficult to do it in Canva, doing this specific thing, but we're going to see many other changes that are taking place. This is a word of warning and a word of just be aware of what's going on. If you've made your living by working with Canva and other wonderful graphic tools, and you know that real well, what you know might be obliterated or changed very soon by AI. So all of us need to be on alert. Sure, it's kind of tough, but think about the person who was shoeing horses back around 1900, 1901. That was an important trade before 1901. You know how to shoe a horse, you had a pretty good living ahead. And then came in these things called horseless carriages. Changed the world completely. Changed it dramatically. Now, do we still have people that shoe horses even today? Yes, we do, but not anywhere near the proportion that were in employment like that before. The world changes. We've got to stay alert and stay in touch with what's happening. Watch this. Now, a big way that we change this, like I was saying, is looking at other features that are out there. And I think one of the most important ramifications of this for us who are content creators is huge. It's when they've changed the biggie. What do I mean by the biggie? Thumbnails for YouTube. Now with ChatGPT, you can start creating thumbnails. Now it's not perfect yet. I want to show you what I've done and how this can work and the kind of capabilities. First, you can start with an image upload. So what you can do is upload images. You can change those, of course. Some of those images could be a thumbnail that you've created that is yours, that you uploaded before and worked. Now you can take that one and slightly alter it. And what I want to do is show you what I just did. This is YouTube creator to YouTube creator, or if you're using it in other areas as well, you'll find this has some major ramifications. You can use image modification. Image modification is I move my little graphic out of the way here so you can see that, and it'll give you the ability to do a lot of different things with the graphics and the images that you have created, so you can do even more. Okay, so I'm going to take a little risk here. I'm going YouTube creator to YouTube creator. Those of you that are creating thumbnails, you're going to relate to this and show you some of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and just bare my soul to you so you see what it is. Here is a thumbnail that I had before that I did with ChatGPT, talking about book summaries, language tutor, tech support, all that it can be done. This is a graphic I've used before. So what I did is I uploaded that to ChatGPT. Then what I did is I went on and I took this and I said, okay, I want you to take this uploaded YouTube thumbnail, change all the text to ChatGPT leaps forward. That's the one that you probably saw as you clicked on this, because that's the one I use. So those words I put in there. I said, keep the same color background, keep the same picture, make it the perfect dimensions as required by YouTube. So by saying that, I'm setting everything up so that ChatGPT can take an existing good, has already worked in the past thumbnail and then modify it for the future. Think of the ramifications of that. You'll be able to take those good thumbnails that worked well in the past and use them again. Those that didn't work as well, you can tweak those or just not use them. But a lot of capabilities are there, so you're going to be able to change this enormously. So here's what I did. I gave it that prompt, and this is what it gave back to me. This one took about 5 to 10 minutes to generate. And notice it put in there, ChatGPT leaps forward. There's the one, brought in the image, which looks pretty good. And then over here on the upper left, okay, it's got the graphic of ChatGPT, but it's not quite perfect. I'm being real picky here on myself. Notice the C of ChatGPT kind of cut off. Okay, I'd like to just kind of scooch that over. There's a technical term, scooch. Now in Canva, I can do that pretty quickly. So what I could have done is I could have downloaded this, changed all the elements to be operating on their own and moved it in. Could have done that, but I wanted to stay with it and try a few more experiments. So let's take a look at what I went through and what I ultimately ended up with. Here's a graphic I put in there. I said, this is good, but we need some alterations. One, move the ChatGPT logo to the right enough that is all visible. As it is now, the C of ChatGPT is not seen. Number two, move the picture of the person very slightly to the right so it has more space for the letters. That person, by the way, is me, of course. Three, change the letters to ChatGPT graphics leap forward. keep the same color background and same picture. Does this all make sense? So I'm typing that in there, and then ChatGPT comes in and says, yes, that makes sense, etc. And it told me, okay, we're going to change it. And notice what it did. It gave me all the right commands, like it was going to do everything right. Notice how I phrased that, like it was going to do everything right. Well, like doesn't always indicate. And look what happened here. Yeah, this is the way it came in. Like in, not what I wanted yet. It chopped off my face, chopped off even more letters. The ChatGPT logo was pushed too far there. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like the way it put it right there, and that's not what I wanted. So those kind of things are still happening. It's not perfect yet. So I put in another one, just changing, oh, whoops, change this. And I put in some other details. I won't go into all the details for you, but I had it, put it in there, then it repeated back to me what it was going to do, which sounded good, but look at this. It came in not looking good either. It still chopped off the last one there, which, by the way, is pretty much the same as it was. This is not acceptable. Not just okay, but we'll run with it. No, it can't, because it cuts it off too much. So I came back and said, hey, try it again. Come on, let's try it. And it came in and it did the same thing. It gave me the same graphic all over again. So you see, get ready. It's not perfect yet. Hey, welcome to planet Earth. It's not perfect here. There's going to be some oh whoops along the way. But I was able to see what it could do, and I stayed with it. I'm glad I did, and I'll show you why. Because when I stayed with it, I was able to get a little bit more information as I moved forward with it. So I put it back in here, gave it some more prompts, gave it a little bit more touch, and look at this. This is what it ultimately came up with, a graphic that could be better. Yes, there's a couple little tweaks here that I could use. And if I were using this with Canva, I probably would make those minor but all important tweaks to move the graphic of myself, my face, a little bit over. By the way, it touched up my graphic of my face. It made me a little bit prettier, and I could use all the help I can get. But it worked there. It was kind of nice. And I would probably have scrunched, there's another technical term, scrunched the text down a little bit, moved it up a little bit. And I am not the world's best graphic thumbnail creator at all. On a 1 to 10 scale, I'd give myself a 3 or a 4 on a good day. And so I know many of you would be much better. My whole point on this is done. It looks good, it's acceptable, and it's okay, we can use that, and it gives me the ability to do something that, well, I can use. And so, you know what? That's exactly what I did here on this. We've heard the phrase, done is better than perfect. That's where we are right now. So there's a lot of capabilities that are here with this, and I would encourage you to start playing around with it. See what it's like. Notice what's available with ChatGPT as we work with it. And here's a bonus I want to give you that you are going to like, something that is a massive, big change in this as we go forward with it. Not only did they do all of these things, but also we see that what happened is as they built it forward, they made a massive text improvement. This is really big. You know how in the past we had text that we put in and sometimes it wouldn't look quite right? With Canva, there's a way that you can grab text. That's literally the tool they have, grab text, and it can adjust that for you. We'll show you how to do that. Stay through to the end. There'll be a link you can get to watch that. Really has helped a lot of people. We've had many people say they needed that. They loved it. But we're going to show you what can be done now, because this is in the whoa Nelly land. There's a technical term for you. It's giving you the ability to do some amazing things. And so there's something you want to work with and you'll want to experiment with a lot. Get in there and notice that the text is much better on this, and it gives you a lot of capability. So where do we stand right now? No doubt about it. Using thumbnails is going to be much easier now. We're in the early stages, and as we often say with AI, it's the worst that it will ever be right now. It's always getting better. So we're going to see some major improvements in this. We're going to see some major movements forward in some big ways on that. So I would say for you, look at what's available in this new version. There's a few other features that are there, and I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think of this. Where have you had challenges? Where has it worked well for you? Whatever platform you're getting this on, leave something in the comment below, and that way we can all share this with others. We're all learning together. In Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, Gina and I often say the Japanese saying that is so good, none of us is as smart as all of us. So we're all learning together, putting it together to make it happen. And before we leave, I got something I want to give you. As we're talking about all these graphics and the new features that are available, it's amazing. We're going to be talking about that on our AI Tools for Biz. If you don't have this already, you want to get over there and get it. It's free, no cost to you at all. AI Tools, that's all in lowercase, AI Tools, the number 4, biz.com, AItoolsforbiz.com. We packed in a lot of information in there, tools about ChatGPT as well as Canva, DALL-E 3, talking about that. We mentioned some Lexica art, what's available, OpenAI, how they're using all of these things, Stable Diffusion, Udly, and many other resources. And we update this also for you. We update this so you can get the kind of tools that you need. Here's a nice barcode. Those of you who are catching this on video, you can use that and get in there. And again, no charge for it at all. And then your education continues, because what we want to do is give you some extra tools that'll help you. Click on these videos, and we look forward to hearing from you. I'm Terry Brock. Thank you very much for joining me.